As y'all can see, I've been sitting here trying to get my emotions together to record this video, but I just can't. I'm pissed. I'm mad, man. Because it shouldn't be happening, man. But I want to just start this video off and say prayers for Trump, man. Prayers for his family, for his campaign, for his team. Prayers to you guys and your family through these times that we're living in. We're living in some dark, disgraceful times, man. Some sick times, y'all. You know, and I called this out. I told y'all what was going to happen. I told y'all they do not want him here. They do not. I keep telling y'all this, man. He's against the corrupt system. But again, I don't care what side you're on. If you're blue, red, if you're an anti-Trumper, a never-Trumper, you're in the middle, a liberal, conservative, I don't care what you are. I want to wish the best in all you guys' life through this fast time travel that we live in, man. We need love, man. We need unity. We got to come together, man. But there is so much lies, brainwashing, and hate being spread, y'all. Misinformation, so much being covered up and hidden. And a lot of things you see that Trump is, you know, that he's talking about, what are they doing? Trying to hide it and cover it up. They know what type of timing he's on, and that's why they don't want him here. And I told you it's only going to get worse, especially after that RFK Jr. endorsement. They are against the corrupt system. We are not against the candidate. We are against the machine. I keep telling you guys this. It's real. And now you see why inside jobs is trending. Inside jobs. Why you see Secret Service is trending. Why do you see these things trending and why they're the most talked about? But Trump told us to keep fighting. Never surrender. I want to show y'all this. We got good news already. Alert from Trump. There were gunshots in my vicinity, but before rumors start spiraling out of control, I want you to hear this first. I am safe and well. Nothing will slow me down. I will never surrender. I will always love you for supporting me. Unity, peace, make America great again. May God bless you. So we're gonna show some things in this video, but I want to keep it real with you guys, man. So you might want to watch this one all the way through. Again, y'all know I'm a little crybaby. You know, that's just you know, out of everything we've covered this year, you know, out of knowing my history, my past, you know, the love that I have for people. You know, this man is he has loved ones, man. He's a father. He's a grandpa. You know, he's a brother. He has kids. He has a family, man. Everything we've covered this year, y'all, and what we've seen take place, it's been and I myself used to be a never Trumper, anti-Trumper, you guys. I myself used to listen to family and friends and the mainstream media and just going with the first thing that I seen. But as you can see, it's all been debunked. Misinformation, fake news, bias reporting. Look what just took place in the debate. And now everybody's mad and pissed. And now you see she's getting fact checked by the military themselves. She's getting fact checked from everybody else now. Even the CNNs and all the other woke fake mainstream media. They're fact checking her. because ABC did such a terrible job. The moderator should be fired. What we just seen take place in that debate. You seen what just took place on July 13, 2024. And now he just survived another assassination attempt. Do y'all see the pan of events that has taken place? They can't beat this man. It's been election interference. You know, this year we sat through and covered sham trials. We've never seen anything like this, you guys. This isn't America anymore. Prayers for Trump in the comments, y'all. Prayers for Trump and his family. He just can't make this stuff up. But I just want to be real with you guys, man. And I want to continue to spread my love on this platform to you guys and your family. I love y'all. And again, we do not know what to expect any day from now. This is why I posted. If you follow me on, Twitter, Instagram, I post on my story, I repost stuff. But I told y'all prayers for the rest of this month and definitely prayers for October. And I'll be real with you. I felt like another situation I felt this. And this is why I told y'all in previous videos, I felt this, man.
This is a Fox News alert. Former President Trump is safe after gunshots were reported while he was golfing at his club in West Palm Beach at the Trump International Golf Course, not Mar-a-Lago. The former president is fine, his campaign says, those shots were...
Now, what I just can't wrap my head around, and even Charlie posted this, President Trump's round of golf was not on any public schedule. How did the suspect know Trump was golfing there today? How did he get a semi-automatic rifle so close to the president?
Were fired in the vicinity of the golf course. We're now waiting for an update from the Secret Service and police about all this. Hello and welcome to Fox News Live. I'm Eric Shawn.
And I'm Marthel Neville. So the Trump campaign did not specify where those shots may have been fired. And this, of course, is coming 2 months after the former president was shot at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. And we do have Sean Hannity. Sean is going to join us live right now from your home studio. Sean, unfortunately, we're talking about this very subject today, unfortunately. But What do you know? Have you spoken to the former president?
I've spoken to the president, and I spoke to his golf partner, Steve Witkoff, a well-known developer, businessman in Miami in the Palm Beach area. So I got a lot of details. I'm very aware of the New York Post report that said that it was, outside of what's called Trump International in West Palm Beach, which is where I am. And anyway, so long story short, is President Trump, they were on the fifth hole, they were about to go up to putt, and the way Steve Witkoff, now, just as a little bit of background, Arthel, I happened to go to breakfast with Steve Witkoff and another friend of mine this morning, and I was invited to play golf. They happen to be really good golfers. I don't have a lot of time to play golf, so I said thank you, but I'm not going to go out on the golf course and get killed out there. But long story short, so they were playing, they were on the fifth hole. And the way Steve described this, the way the president described it, they both had exactly the same story, which was that they heard pop, 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 pop. And Steve went into great specificity and great detail as to what happened right after. Within seconds, the Secret Service pounced on the president, covered him. You had snipers with tripods. They knew the direction where the shots had been fired, and they had eyes on the location where the shots had been fired. And long story short, I have confirmed with both the president and with Mr. Witkoff that the gun has been found. They identified it as an AK-47. And thanks to Secret Service drone video coverage, they were able to identify one individual involved in this shooting getting into a car after dropping the AK-47. And my understanding, according to both of them, is that that car has been identified, and I believe it's been surrounded. Whether or not that person has been apprehended or not, I don't know. This happened in a matter of seconds. A little more color, a little bit more details on this is that when they got on top of the president, immediately what is called a fast cart that I believe has steel reinforcement and protection was able to whisk the president away. And then the Secret Service immediately sprung into action. They had eyes on where the shooting had occurred. I saw the New York Post report that these were two people shooting at each other outside the course. I do know, and they did confirm that the shots were outside of the course, but certainly seemingly within range of the former president. So we don't have any details on any of that. They don't know that part. I only know the part of what they experienced while they were playing golf at Trump International in West Palm. Thankfully, the president is safe. Steve Witkoff is safe. The Secret Service apparently acted with incredible speed and professionalism, and but certainly alarming in every way imaginable in light of what happened in Butler, as you mentioned.
Yeah, of course, this is very alarming. And Sean, have you spoken to the former president or texted with him?
I have spoken with the president 3 times since this incident, and each time I got a new piece of information. One, that they had found, first of all, what happened with the shooting. The second thing, that they had found that AK-47. Third, right, that their drone footage was able to give them enough surveillance to identify the exact car that the individual involved in the shooting got into. And further detail that they gave me was that they were updated and told that that car had been found, identified, was surrounded by law enforcement. I don't know what happened from there. It could not have been too far away. I would say the time frame was less than a half hour between the time that the shooting actually took place and they identified the car. So
I'm trying to find out, like, how is he doing? That's what we want to know. How is he doing, if you spoke to him?
Well, you really want to know the truth, Arthel? He goes, well, there's more details, because I did hear, and Steve Witkoff was very clear. The first thing the president did when he got back to the clubhouse was make sure that everybody else was okay. He didn't see his golf partner with him. Where's Steve? Where's Steve? Where's Steve? And then Steve says, I'm right here. He got in maybe a few minutes behind the president. The Secret Service was able to get everybody to safety. Everybody else was taken off the golf course. Then when the president found out everybody was safe and nobody had been harmed, I guess in typical fight fashion, Trump said to Steve, and then he related to me, I really wanted to finish the hole. I was even, and I had a birdie putt. And it was on the fifth hole, which shows a lot of, I think, guts and gumption, and very Trumpian, I guess, in every way. But, you know, the good news we can report is that in spite of this being in such close proximity.
That's one hell of That's one hell of a motherfucker, man. I got love for you, Trump. They want you dead, man. They want you dead, buddy. Calling out the truth, calling out common sense. It didn't hurt people's feelings. They know you're against the corruption, that you expose the corruption. They don't want you here, buddy. But we're going to continue to fight.
To the president and others and the Secret Service that they were not harmed and that they are in safety. And I know the investigation will go forward. Probably more details, I would imagine, as time unfolds.
Sean, for those who don't know that area, the Trump International Golf Course, West Palm Beach, across the causeway from Mar-a-Lago. I mean, it's in a residential neighborhood. You've got, Burger Kings and convenience stores all around. Any word do we know from police? Was this gang-related shooting, two gunmen shooting at each other's? And you've got to hand it to the Secret Service to have it drawn up and to be able to identify this, so quickly.
Right. There was only one credible news report that I saw, and it was a part of News Corp, which runs the Fox News channel, came from the New York Post, that they believed the shooting was between two people outside of the golf course. But there's not a lot of details to that as of this moment. Now, I would assume we're going to get more information from the Secret Service. I know that there were at least 30 to 50 sheriff and West Palm Beach police there. They responded immediately. I happened to be driving in and around the area. I drove past Mar-a-Lago to see what was going on. There was a heavy police presence. Ever since the shooting in Butler, that had been a very common scene, but not like this. It was more active than usual. But the fact that everybody's okay and 4 shots were fired, it's honestly, it's disheartening on one level, it's sad on another level, and it's scary on a level that, somebody with an AK-47 could be that close to the president or former president and top presidential candidate, and, just 50 days before an election.
I told you guys, man. I called it out. I was trying to control my emotions, man. I thought I was gonna come on here and I wouldn't go, but man, it's something in me. Still, it's something, I don't know what it is, y'all, but something still doesn't feel right, man. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, Sean, you're right. It's very disturbing. Everybody's nerves are on edge. And as you just told us, the president, former president, his true fashion, that he has, kind of sucked it up and just said, look, I'm okay. My people are okay. And I wish I had finished my golf round there. But it is a very tense time. And we don't know exactly right now if, in fact, this was something that was directed at the president or this was something happening separate from him, but it definitely was too close for comfort, given what happened on July 13th in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. I think, Arthel, you're raising a really good question, and we'll find out. And I never like to rush to judgment, and it has served me very well in my career. And I think that's why we got Ferguson, Missouri, right, and Duke Lacrosse, and UVA, and Freddie Gray in Baltimore. And early in my career, when the Atlanta Journal-Constitution said that Richard Jewell fit the profile of the lone bomber because he lived with his mother. I was on the air at the time. I didn't know that Richard Jewell was even listening to my show. I found out later. And I said, just because he lives with his mother does not fit the profile of somebody that would be involved in a bombing. So when situations like this do unfold, I think the important thing to do is wait for the details to come in. The good news that we can tell you, I can add one little piece to the equation, is that the president got home very late last night. He had a rally, I believe it was in Salt Lake. He flew in, maybe got to Palm Beach around 2:30 in the morning. And when I went to breakfast that was planned with Steve Witkoff and another friend of ours, and when I went to breakfast with them this morning, we went to our favorite diner, and it's called City Diner, by the way. We went there, and the president had written him when he got back, any chance you want to play golf tomorrow, because he had a scheduled lunch with the president. I was not a part of that. So long story short is that you know, as of now, we know everybody's okay, but we've got to understand what the perimeter is, in my view, Arthel, which is what you were saying. You know, in other words, I would say we define a perimeter for any elected official, Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, I don't care, that it's got to be within any distance of any long, high-powered rifle. That's got to be considered the perimeter going forward. We saw the Democratic senator this week telling America they're going to be shocked and appalled at what we learn about the Butler shooting, and we'll have an interim report coming out maybe this week or next week. And those words are chilling. That's Senator Blumenthal that made those comments. So, long story short, I think there's a lot more that we have to find out. I'd like to hear from the Secret Service. I'd like to hear from law enforcement. I feel like a lot of information in the Butler shooting was very slow in coming forward. If this was an outside event, as the New York Post is reporting, fine. Let's get the details of that as well. The American people have a right to know, and we have to certainly re-examine what the perimeter is for any president, any presidential candidate, any high-ranking official, in terms of the distance and the power of a rifle and what it could do. But to hear Steve Witkoff describe, he heard pop, 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 and the Secret Service diving on the president, and he's watching all of this unfold in real time, is a pretty chilling scenario.
It must have been really frightening and harrowing. Thankfully, Sean, the former president, is okay. And it kind of reminds me, remember when President Ronald Reagan was shot? His humor, he said, when he was in the emergency room, he said, "Honey, I forgot to duck," for the former president to say, I couldn't finish my fifth hole. Certainly authorities will find out what happened here, and if this indeed is a street crime.
He said that directly to me, Eric. He said, well, and then Steve Witkoff confirmed it. Once he knew everybody was safe, his first priority, he was in a bit of a panic about where's Steve, where's Steve, where's Steve. He didn't know what had happened because he had got whisked away in a golf cart that moves like 100 miles an hour. Then Steve is watching these guys on tripods, identifying the location where the shots were fired. And so he's watching that unfold, probably seeing his life flash behind it, before his eyes. Then gets back and he's wondering, okay, where are my friends? Where are the Secret Service agents? The president did go out of his way to praise every one of these agents. Steve did say that he went up to all of them individually, thanked them, shook their hand, told them how much he appreciated them. And then he went to I was even. It was the fifth hole. I had a birdie putt. I really wanted to finish the hole. So, classic Trump, if you ask me.
Wow. Wow, man. It's a lot, man. You know. But it's sad that we have to, that we're living in times like this, y'all. It's and right now there's so much brainwashing, so much lies being spread, so much hatred, But Dan predicted there will be another assassination attempt.
Mr. Bongino, in your opinion, is the Secret Service in a better spot today with Director Rowe in charge?
No, it's worse. And sadly, I'm glad this is all being recorded, because when something else happens, and I hope it doesn't, I pray to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, that I'm wrong. That you play this and go, look, that guy was crazy. You think this is the last incident, you're out of your mind. We have seen these incidents over and over. We saw the Georgia grenade incident with President Bush. They overtook the magnetometers. The Secret Service leadership in charge now with the exact same people. Exact same. Can you imagine a C-suite at a company that makes widgets? We find out that there's a design defect. The widget explodes and kills 10 people, and the CTO gets a promotion to CEO. You understand that's what happened here, correct? These are the same people. Kim Cheadle, the director, wasn't even fired. She was allowed to resign. She'll go get some cushy job somewhere, and her deputy, who is one of the guys behind these stupid waste of time things like agents wearing red ties on the detail. Because this actually happened, by the way. These people will tell you this under oath if you get the right people. He was concerned about the tie color of the agents on the detail because it seemed to imply he supported President Trump. Congressman Biggs wearing a red tie. You're wearing a semi-red tie. It has nothing to do with anything. This is the kind of stuff the Secret Service was actually wasting their time with while withholding CSU counter surveillance assets and counter sniper assets from probably the most threatened man on earth. If you can explain it, good luck, because that's not the agency I work for.
Wow. Just can't make this up, man. Just can't make it up.
Returned to the White House, but this event was not on any kind of public schedule, so it's not clear how this alleged lone gunman knew the former president would be playing golf today, and also at what time. We heard the president was on the fifth hole on the front nine at Trump International. How did this lone gunman know? Perhaps he followed the motorcade. Of course, when the former president travels, he travels in a motorcade. He has Secret Service protection. But that is one of the things. If this was another potential assassin, how he had this information about where former President Trump was playing golf. Of course, he owns numerous golf courses in the state of Florida, Doral in the Miami area, but of course, Trump International is the closest to Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, where he resides. That is one of the big questions we hope to hear in this press conference coming up shortly, Eric.
Yeah, and even if you don't know exactly what his schedule is, if you're a local, you know that the former president plays golf. You can obviously see a police and the Secret Service presence. You can see the motorcade, and you know when that is happening. And we see a motorcade right now going over the bridge from Palm Beach over the bridge over to West Palm Beach.
It's not a far trip.
The former president spoke to Bret Baier, and Bret is quoting the former president as saying, quote, "Tell everybody I am fine, and the Secret Service did a great job." So in light of the new reporting that the Secret Service did what it's supposed to do, it saw a threat to the president, a potential threat, a man with an AK-47 within the vicinity of the former president on the street, a few hundred yards apparently away from the fifth hole. And the Secret Service agent did what they are trained to do, took out the service revolver, their weapons, and tried to stop this apparent suspect, this man with the gun.
Man. Just can't make it up, you guys. Just can't. And I again apologize for my tears, man. Yeah, I know I'm a crybaby, man. I'm a people's person, man. And just seeing everything I've covered this year take place, and I've done thousands of videos on Trump, this past year, and me being an anti-Trumper, a never Trumper, and just waking up and doing my research and understanding how dirty politics really is, and how dirty this system really is, and how corrupt it really is, man. Pretty sure you would cry tears too. You probably already cried tears. It's dirty, man. It is dirty. I want to play this clip for y'all from Tim Scott. He just posted something. I want y'all to hear this. I don't know. This is my first time hearing it. See what Tim Scott had to say.
I'm asking pastors and believers to come together to pray for this great nation. Our political process has no room for violence in it. I will say this and say it clearly. After the second assassination attempt, it is time for Christians, left and right, red or blue, black and white, to come together to pray for this nation, to pray for a political process without any violence. It is what America needs. We need all believers on their knees, asking God for all candidates to be safe in the political process. God bless America. Get on our knees. It's time for us to pray.
Amen. But one asked why Trump did not have Secret Service protection surrounding the golf course. Officials said he is not the sitting president. They keep trying to kill him. He needs presidential level protection. This is insane. Check this out, y'all.
How was this able to happen?
And meanwhile, the ABC News whistleblower just got released, and that's trending as well with this. There's a lot going on, you guys. You know, there's a lot going on.
Reporting me. Apparently, folks, so breaking news, President Trump, there's another assassination attempt again this afternoon. This happened apparently over at his Florida golf course. This happened a little bit earlier, Sunday afternoon, sometime before the 2 p.m. Eastern hour. Apparently, Trump is fine. Trump is in good spirits. According to Senator Lindsey Graham, he released an email saying that he is safe and well. Quote, there were gunshots in my vicinity, but before rumors start spiraling out of control, I want you to hear this first. I am safe and well. A protective incident involving former candidate for higher office this close together. And that does say something about the environment in which we now live. First of all, it says, does anyone even remember the first assassination attempt? I mean, those of us who are on the right do, because it's become sort of an iconic video and photo. President Trump nearly being hit in the head by a bullet, somebody behind him being killed, him getting up and shaking his fist and saying, fight. That became an iconic photo of President Trump. But it's been largely memory hold by the media. In the debate between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who was not even mentioned once by the moderators anytime in that debate. It's basically been treated as though it never happened. Now, we all know that if somebody had attempted to shoot Joe Biden in the head, that would have been not only the biggest story in America that day, but for all the other days, because January 6th has now lasted for 4 long years. If somebody had actually come within millimeters of killing President Biden, then presumably that would have been the biggest story in America for months on end. It would have deeply and dramatically shaped the 2024 election. The same thing holds true if, God forbid, somebody had attempted to shoot, say, Kamala Harris. This would be the second time in 8 weeks that somebody tried to shoot Donald Trump. And again, this will be buried by Wednesday. How long do you think this story is actually going to last? Now, they say we still don't know the motive of the original shooter. It seems to me the motive was pretty clear, that he wanted to shoot Donald Trump in the head.
They're going to try to bury it, just like they've been trying to bury what took place on July 13, 2024. Can't make this stuff up, you guys. Can't make this up.
All power to the feds here. And
no way.
Can you please expound on that? Because I have a feeling that that's going to be a large takeaway line here.
And even the governor of Florida should exert co-equal control on this. This happened in Florida's territory. The state governor has a direct interest in making sure this doesn't happen again in his state. Clearly, the federal government is incapable of doing these investigations if they're too political or too fraught with bias. So again, let the state government flex up, back the local government and say, enough, we want co-equal information on everything here. And I would not even turn that guy over to the feds until he has been thoroughly investigated, interrogated by the state and local authorities.
We've covered this extensively and had on members of the task force to investigate the Butler shooting. And they've come on this program, sir, and raged that all of the evidence was scrubbed, that the body was cremated, and that effectively they've been handed an empty bag by the FBI.
Yep. And exactly. And there's nothing that says the state government has to turn over any of this stuff to the feds. They can take a copy of everything that's on his phone, the registration of the vehicle, whatever DNA is in that vehicle, whatever DNA they might find on the shooter's rifle, all those things, a fully co-equal, fully transparent investigation run by the state of Florida.
You know, but meanwhile, people are clapping for puppets still and liars.
America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the
are we right now?
I'm giving everybody a fair warning before I start this video. You might not like my language, okay? So if you have sensitive ears, move on to the next video because I'm not holding back. I'm going to tell you how I really feel. So first of all, I want to say, fuck every single last one of these Democrats who have made Donald Trump out to be some evil bad man. Screw every last single one of y'all who has ever said that Donald Trump was a danger to democracy. It's people like you that are putting his life in danger. And if you really want to know what I think the Democrats are behind the attempt on Donald Trump's life. You think we stupid? We're not fucking stupid. This is absolutely insanity, people. Insanity. They are trying to take this man out. Okay? Now let's run down the chain of events here, okay? Ever since Donald Trump ran for office, from the moment he ran for office, they have been trying to take him down, trying to take him out. They assassinated his character first. Yeah, they used to love the man. Then as soon as he wanted to be president and fix all this bullshit that's been going on in America, they assassinated his character. Tried to make him out to be some hateful racist, some man who did this and that to women. BS. Then he won. So they tried to remove him from office. They impeached him not once, but twice. And that shit didn't work. It didn't work. And then they thought that whole January 6th crap, they thought that was going to stop Trump. That didn't work. Now, then they hit him with indictment after freaking indictment. Coming after him for some shit that he didn't even do. Oh, Trump did this 40 years ago. Trump did this 30 years ago. No, Trump didn't do shit but expose y'all. That's what he did. Then they tried to cripple him financially. These people literally tried to take away his Mar-a-Lago in his hotels, in his golf courses. They threatened to take all of that away. For what? For what? Because he exposed the Democrats? And because he want to do the right thing for America? Because he exposed the freaking corruption in D.C.? Then they took the man to jail, had his mug shot taken, and they thought we were not going to support him. That shit didn't work. Then they slapped the man with 34 phony ass felonies. And they thought that bullshit was going to stop us from supporting him. Then when none of that worked, guess what happened? July 13th, the attempt on Donald Trump's life. And I think that, and that whole thing is freaking shady. We still don't have answers. I've been around Donald Trump. You cannot get a piece of bubble gum past Secret Service. So how in the hell was that man able to get up on that damn roof at that rally? Come on, people. Let's make this shit make sense.
You heard what they said. They said that the news that is gonna come out regarding around what took place in Butler, it's going to shock the American people. The American people are not gonna believe what's gonna come out. It's gonna drop soon too. And I won't be surprised, because I told y'all. And this is why so many people are waking up. Why the Trump train is so huge, so strong. Anti-Trumpers, never Trumpers, Democrats, registered Democrats, people that voted Democrat for years. They see the corruption now. They see through the lies, the brainwashing, the fake news, the bias reporting. As you see now, the biggest story right now is them, talking about the pets and what's taking place with but as you scroll through your timeline, go create a X account, a Twitter account, and type it in and see how many graphic videos and then them walking around with pets on grills, people getting arrested. But what they do, they say it's a bunch of lies. It's false. It's not true. But it's on everybody's timeline. It's on everybody's pages.
They are trying to take this man out. And now look. Now look what happened. Again. Somebody tried to take his life again in Florida at his freaking golf course. And the Democrats have been parading around telling people that Donald Trump is a danger to democracy. Do you want to know who's a danger to democracy? The fucking people who are claiming Trump is a danger to democracy.
We got to hear lies and lies. Project 2025. Abortion, this and that, this and that. Project 2025. It's a bunch of crap. A bunch of lies and brainwashing, y'all.
And then Kamala Harris and Joe Biden talking about, we don't condone violence. Bullshit. Y'all don't give a damn. Y'all are literally the reason why Trump's life is in danger now. Y'all, these people, the Democrats are evil. They are evil. This is no longer, y'all, listen to me. This is no longer Democrat versus Republican. This is good versus evil. Do you hear me? Good versus evil. And these Democrats are fucking evil. I don't give a shit if you don't like my language. I'm talking to you like I will be talking behind closed doors, okay? This is absolutely insane, people. Absolutely insane. We got to protect Donald Trump at all costs. And we need to find out more about what happened on July 13th as well.
There it is, y'all. There it is, man. Let me know what y'all think of all this. But I want to tell you guys before you get out of here that I love you. No matter what side you're on, blue, red, in the middle, you're conservative, you're liberal, whatever you are. I want to tell you that I love you. And I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, your family, your kids' life, your friends, the neighbors, the strangers. I love y'all, man. I'm gonna be bringing you guys more updates on this situation. More updates just on everything. But it breaks my heart that I have to make videos like this. That this is even happening. I love y'all, man.